third week in a row it begins again. Hey, this is my first night trying this new idea I have of, like maybe once or twice a week I'm going to go out and cruise the streets and listen to the scanner and see if I can catch anything, newsworthy. There's the police scanner going, and there's my YOLO box streaming, although it's been kind of spotty tonight. So I've decided to stream on my phone as well. I didn't catch anything tonight, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, now I gotta go to Wake. Town topic.
Hey!
Yeah.
What? Too much.
Walking.
You're
Back in Lawrence. Been spending a lot of time here lately. Had to run an errand all the way out here. But Lawrence is one of my favorite places to come. Been coming here for years. Right here is one of my old haunts, Replay Lounge. And it's changed a little bit since I first came here in 1993 when it opened. And for one thing, the beerfluenza has had its effect on this place. And we miss our restaurant that used to be over here. There were 2 restaurants in here, and both of them were good. They couldn't hold on, I guess. Downtown. I have to walk around at least a little to get some exercise. Unfortunately, didn't bring the dongies with me. Wish I had them. But my errand, they would have waited in the car, and that wouldn't have been good. Even though they probably could on a day like today. It's not that hot. Got the Varsity Theater across the street from the Granada Theater. I just realized it's kind of unique for a downtown. Shows you how big this town is, that it had 2 downtown theaters. I wish they still showed movies here, but actually there's 3 because there's Liberty Hall up north. But Liberty Hall started out as like an opera house type place. Of course, I'm getting just enough exercise to get some, what else? Ice cream. You gotta get a shot of the courthouse. And Silas and Maddie's. Silas and Maddie's. Banana split. Oh, they ran out of banana split boats. Still tastes the same. Delicious as always. But I really didn't need it. Sunflower Mike has turned into my favorite coffee shop. Time to go home. But first, let me show off this joint. I'm sad that one of my other coffee houses looks like it's permanently closed down. Henry's, which I guess is probably another victim of the beerfluenza epidemic. Maybe they're just remodeling, we can only hope. But I don't know. Look at this beautiful old building. It's one of the finest in Lawrence. And that's where they have a coffee / sandwich shop. And I also love this. This is like their mascot here. One of my favorite cars. The Sunflower Bike Shop pace car. Gotta love a good buggy. So it's time to say goodbye for now to Lawrence. Until we see again. Hopefully it's not too far in the future. Hey, how you doing? It has been raining almost constantly the past few days, and there's more to come, I think. Gulf moisture coming up, being made worse by a little tropical system that actually came in. This might be a weird year for weather, and I know, taking advantage of the break in the weather to walk the dongies And we're here in the West Bottoms. Because I have my dogs with me, my first choice was to go to Downbeat, but she had to go for a Fauci ouchie. That's what she called it. She's been having, Emily, the owner of Downbeat, has been having a hard time getting shots. They either run out of shots or what, and so she's been having a hard time with it. It's like, it was nothing in Clay County. They were really organized. She's like, oh, I wish it was that easy for me. She's been trying in Johnson County, Kansas. And so she was closing early, so I went to Blip because they have a little outdoor area where the doggies can stay. And it's covered, so it's not raining on them and everything. And they were playing a lot of 80s alternative music, like the Smiths and stuff like that. And it just kind of, I don't know, brought back some memories. I wasn't a huge Smiths fan, but just hearing the Smiths makes me think of like the 1980s. And they got all this stuff going on. I don't know what my luck is going to be with this walking the dogs because it's starting to rain again. But look at the downloading data. Please wait. It's always doing that. But oops, weather map. Nope, downloading data. And we got trains. We can enjoy the trains. But they got the antiquing stuff going on. It should be wrapping up here. I think they close like around 6. Oops. No, I don't want that. I don't know. It's still downloading. Well, that's how you get out of the menu. I'm still trying to figure out the scanner. I accidentally left it on in the car while I was having coffee. But anyway, so, yep, that's what we're doing. We're going to walk the doggies here. It's time to walk the doggies. And I don't know, they're having their antique thing they do every weekend now here in the West Bottoms, so we'll check that out. The weather has turned beautiful. It's been raining and it's cooled off, and all the photologists are out taking portraits of people. Try the food in this place, so we'll give it a try here. Well, while we wait for our food, the doggies are sitting outside here. The weather is nice. They're all excited. Chicken gumbo with andouille sausage. Gumbo. Andouille sausage. Andouille sausage. That was delish. I are sassified. There's the other side of those tracks I was just on. Man, when I lived down here, I remember the trains coming in at night when I was trying to sleep. I don't know why I'm wearing my mask. I wasn't so keen on them then, especially when there used to be a crossing, not a gate, but the crossbucks, and they would go off all night. Ding, 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 ding. You couldn't sleep when that was going on. They were right outside my window. Right when I lived right over there. And that was before that building over there, the Weld Tire and Wheel building, was abandoned. Now it's a disaster. But I love watching trains down here now. And last, I don't know how long, trying to tell somebody how to get around the train. I almost feel a little bit like that if you live down here, you know how to do it. But if you visit down here, yeah, you don't know that. Oops, I gotta get the sun out, get me from being backlit. But yeah, so, oh, and I guess it's a long train too. You know, check this building out over here. It's for rent. Oh, it says private property, no trespassing. I don't know, it can make a good something or other. That's where I used to live. I would go over there, but there's this huge puddle right here. But yeah, I used to live right above the LANG, Langdon Supply Company. That was my bay. Looks like there's a lot of junk up there now. I've seen people coming in and out. Oh, look at that. They got an air conditioner up there now, too. Looks like they got themselves a little habitat, a little box that they actually live in. They can keep air conditioned in the summer and heated in the winter. But I was never that industrious. I love these old buildings. This would be better with a zoom lens, but I didn't bring my zoom. But yeah, this is always a very picturesque spot, as evidenced by all the people constantly around here taking photographs. Noise you may have been hearing in the background. Oh, stop. Is oh, people like to drive fast around here too. Oh, backlit. People like to drive fast around here too, so you have to watch around corners. But that noise you're hearing in the background were, by the way they were loudly exclaiming, college seniors who were just graduating and come down here to take pictures before they had to hit the real world. What you're seeing here, I think, is actually on the decline. The big antique craze. See, what attracts people to an area like this in the first place is cheap rent. And, well, when something takes off, becomes very fashionable and trendy, then the cheap rent disappears because, you know, human greed takes over. And, well, in all actuality, there's very few people that own all this real estate. And so they kind of can charge whatever they want. And I just saw rent for studio spaces on the upper floor of these buildings, just for offices, anywhere between $700 and $1,600 a month. Well, you need to be pulling in quite a bit of money to be able to afford that. And a lot of these spaces are not that great. They're old, they need a lot of work to make them right, and they've been neglected for a long time. So, yeah, buyer beware, I guess. Or if you have a lot of money and you can sink it in and fix up one of these spaces, it might be worth it to you. But for most people, you know, they wanted to set up a little stall, a little booth, sell some antiques, and be able to do it on the weekends and make a little money at it. But I'm afraid that ship has done sailed, and the blood is in the water, and the sharks have all shown up and eaten up everything and taken all the air. So yeah, it's too bad. I remember when you could get fairly reasonable cheap rent down here, but you were probably one of the only people down here. But that is what they call gentrification. A higher class of people with more money come in, and the prices of everything goes up. And for an area, for the realtors at least, it's good. For the overall economy, I guess that's all right. But for a lot of people who started out here, they end up just having to move on because they can't afford it. A lot of these buildings have been used over the years as haunted houses. And Speaking of get creepy, I don't want to be like kind of wandering around here alone after it gets too dark, because I'm bound to find that some of the creepy crawlies and the ghouls and monsters are real in the form of human beings, you know. That previously mentioned pet peeve of mine I've talked about in other blogs, how we really don't have good mental health system in this country, and thus we have high rates of violence and yada yada. So there's a lot of areas, urban areas, that are not quite safe. And as you can see, there are plenty of places around here that a person can disappear easily. So let's not push it. Costco run while we wait. We're playing with the doggies in the grassy area.